And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video, of course, this is straight after, or today's live stream should I say actually, is straight after the St. Mirren 0, Rangers 1 match. Of course, we'll discuss the victory as much as we can, an instant reaction if you like, whilst also going for a bit of transfer news with you all as well. So yeah, quite a few bits and pieces to discuss. As I said, early kickoff today, so I didn't bring out the early video. So just do the two in a one, basically. So just one sort of live stream for today, discussing all the latest Rangers news and, as I said, the game. Let's start with the match, of course. Rangers beating St. Mirren 1-0 away from home, and a game that, of course, could have been a very, it turned out to be a fairly tricky affair. Not in terms of the fact that I didn't think we were ever going to, the result was ever really in doubt. It was just, you know, the fact that we only won by one goal. It was a bit scabby, but, you know, due to the circumstances, January, away from home, just after the sort of break, windy, the conditions were terrible, etc., etc., then we can look back on it and go, look, it's 3 points up the road and we move on and fight for another day. As I said, at this moment in time, we've closed the gap to 2 points. Of course, Celtic are going to be playing Ross County a bit later on. Now, in this match, as I stated, I did expect a lot of what we basically saw. Again, Cyril Dessers getting yet another goal. I think that's 3-3 for him now again. So yeah, starting to really show that he can be a goal scorer. But within that same match, and like much of the games that Cyril Dessers plays, there is moments that, yeah, he scores goals. He did it against Hibernian. He's obviously done it again here today. A good finish, actually, as well. But, you know, parts of his game as well still, I still look back to that sort of De Boer comment. 1 week or one part of a match, he's going to look like a world-class player. And the other part of the match, he's going to look like a player that's never really played football before, and I think that's just the ethos he has. But 12 goals now in all competitions. I think it's in a stat stating that he's already equaled Morelos's goals tally from last year, so he's not doing bad, and he could be a player that actually ends up with 20-25 goals, which we've been crying out for from a striker for Rangers for a very, very long time. But of course, if you watch Rangers week in and week out and don't just look at the stats, then you'll see that, you know, you understand what is a bit iffy about the player. But fair play to him, growing in confidence, another goal today, and actually got the Rangers TV man of the match. I'm not sure what happened on Sky Sports, I'm watching from abroad, but he actually got Rangers TV man of the match. Now, with regards to the other aspects of the game, again, I felt we were fairly dominant, to be perfectly honest. Our defence was called upon. I thought Suter had a very, very good game. Goldson, we were pretty solid at the back. Jack Butland, not really tested that much, but defensively we were tested ever so slightly, especially going into the last part of the game. And again, the players, the defence didn't really put a foot wrong. You know, in the middle of the park, you've seen that sort of starting with sort of Todd Cantwell, Scott Wright, but Philippe Clement brought them off. Those changes needed to happen after the first half, and the second half substitutions did make an impact. I thought Ross McCausland did well along that sort of right hand side, but again, just in terms of our sort of creative flow and creating chances for ourselves, it just didn't really materialise in that aspect of the match, and that's super unfortunate. But as I stated, if you look at the sort of tricky venue, the tricky conditions that it was, away day, January, you know, all those sorts of things, yeah, we move on and go on to another match. We can play a lot more prettier football going into our next match. So yeah, overall happy with the 3 points. Performance not the best, but as I stated, those sort of variables are what they are, and as I said, we take 3 points and we move on, and Philippe Clement's record still remains fantastic. Guys, if you are just jumping into this live stream, please do hit the old like button and make sure you do subscribe as well. Anyway, regardless, as I stated, we move on to our next match. Plenty of games coming thick and fast at this moment in time. And as I keep on stating, it's imperative that we don't drop any more points in this title race. I don't feel like this next part of the season isn't going to be that much leeway. There's not going to be much drop points from our sort of title contenders, that being Celtic. And we go on to sort of 4 home games now. We've got a game against Livingston next in the Premiership on the 3rd of February. Then, of course, going up against Aberdeen, who have already beat us at Ibrox so far this season. Then we've got Ayr in the Scottish Cup. Then we've got Ross County at home at Ibrox again. So we've got quite a few home games coming up. Hopefully a chance to see a lot more pretty football coming up. And yeah, I'm glad to get that another away venue ticked off of the list. Now, January transfer window is still going on. As I said, our last live stream yesterday, we stated that Rangers were very close to agreeing doing a deal for a left back in Jefty or Hefty or whatever his name is pronounced, and that does look like that one is could be going over the line very, very soon, starting before deadline day. However, as I keep on stating, guys, I do believe Rangers need to get a striker, and today is more evidence from that. As I stated, Cyril Dessers, yes, he's scoring goals, but I don't think he's the complete package. And I sound like I'm begrudging the striker entirely, which I'm not. I thought he was very, very good today, as I stated in the first part of today's live stream. But I do feel that we just need some more strikers. You can't have any more harm in having some more firepower out top, especially with Danilo out till the end of the season as well. Fabio Silva obviously didn't play today. For some reason or whatnot. I thought it would have been perfect to maybe bring him on in the second half to get those minutes in the tank and just offer a different attacking outlet to Cyril Dessers. But I do believe we need another striker before the transfer window closes. And as Jordan Muir says there in the live chat, any news on a striker? No, not at this moment in time. With regards to a striker, it's very, very quiet. But if you have a look at the sort of left back news that we've got at this moment in time, Diomande news, the Scottish media hasn't really been kept up to date with our sort of transfer activity at this moment in time, and all the signings that we've made have just come out of absolutely nowhere. And yeah, as I stated yesterday, no one knew of Jefty at all in the sort of footballing sphere, probably apart from Cyprus or maybe Brazil, but certainly within the sort of British media, Scottish media. No links were ever made between the player. It wasn't until Fabrizio Romano dropped the news that we were going to sign him that it sort of came out. So I do think we're going for a more shrewd approach. And if you look at the two sort of signings that we've already made in terms of the signings that we're going to make, number 2 and number 3, Hefty and Diomande, if you look at that and the way that sort of transfer approach is, it doesn't look like we were already going for a player, Lawrence Shankland, unfortunately. But it is what it is. There's still time to go in this January transfer window, guys. There is still going to be some more activity. As I said, the left back's going to be coming in through the door next, and then of course we're going to be moving hopefully onto a striker. But at this moment in time, with regards to who, I don't know. But after today as well, we do need to be making sure that we do strengthen in a position of strength and do bring in some more firepower, most certainly. But going into other stuff, guys, as I stated, with regards to the title, Rangers braced for offers from a Premier League side. Yes, this is with regards to Archie Stevens. Yes, Brighton are reportedly looking to stump up a 6-figure deal for the player to take him down to the Premier League. As I said, the attacker has already made his first team debut for Rangers and is thought of as one of the club's brightest young talents. He currently does players trade for the B team. The 18-year-old is an England youth international also, who was a part of the squad at the Under-17s World Cup finals. And basically, reports are stating that Brighton is a club that are looking to land him this January transfer window. Reports are stating a 6-figure offer will be put to Rangers, and they do want to sign him in this January transfer window and before the sort of deadline. Rangers, of course, did sign Stevens from Wimbledon back in 2022, and they did fend off stiff competition for his signature. It was a player that they identified to come in and bolster those sort of youth ranks and maybe one for the future, and did fight off a lot of competition to try and land him. So Rangers, as I said, if they were to part with the talented youngster, they'll be looking to make a really, really tidy profit. Certainly a lot more than the outlay they actually did get, and sort of future add-ons going forward. But it's unsure whether Rangers would accept it or not, but certainly a player who's never ever played, if a decent 6-figure fee comes in, then he could go out the door. It's a flipping business, or maybe £1 million, future add-ons, something like this. He could go out of the door this January. But as I said, Brighton looking to try and sign him in this January transfer window. That is Archie Stevens, who has played for Rangers first team, but also has usually representing at the B team level. But some big news with regards to him. He's a very, very bright prospect. There was a lot made of it when Rangers signed him from Wimbledon back in 2022. So yeah, one to watch before the January window closes in terms of the outgoing front. And that's all I've really got for you today, guys, in today's live stream. As I say, Rangers won. Hope you enjoy your Saturday. As I said, 3 points, not the prettiest watch, wasn't the best of watches, but certainly, look, 3 points added to the board, and now we move on to a decent run of games, which is 4 home matches, and looking to hopefully see a bit better performances going forward, and more prettier performances on the eyes. But as I stated, guys, as long as we win, I really don't care how we play. But Rangers fans, that's all I've got for you guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts on the game against St Mirren, and let me know your thoughts on the news with regards to Archie Stevens, and how many players are we going to sign before the January window shuts. Again, let me know down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash the like button and subscribe. Thank you.